Hello, so welcome to our linguistics class. Today we're going to discuss another part of morphology that is called morpheme with me, Pafif Ikhwanul Muslimin. So previously we have discussed about definitions of morphology. Then we understand that morphology is concerned with the form of words or how words are constructed or arranged out of smaller meaningful units called morphemes. So we have understand a term morpheme here as materials to build something bigger that is called as words. So sometimes we get confused to differentiate between morpheme and syllable. While actually morpheme is not identical with syllable, we can find some facts here. The first, morpheme strange, for instance, happen to be a syllable, and so are many other English words like wall, girl, floor, and bill. All of them has only a single morpheme and a single syllable. On the other hand, we have the word Connecticut is a single morpheme though it contains four syllables, while Iliad is a single morpheme and consists of two syllables. The third one, a morpheme may even consist of only a single phoneme, like z in goose and s in caps are the example. Some experts already define what is called as morpheme. Yule 1985 mentions morpheme is a minimal unit of meaning or grammatical functions. Gleason's 1961 says morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit in the structure of language. Akmajian 1984 says that morpheme is a minimal unit of word building in a language that cannot be broken down any further into recognizable or meaningful parts. So we can understand that morpheme is something small or the smallest part and meaningful. When we have some very similar morpheme like us, z, and is, so all of them are called as allomorph. So member or variant of the same morpheme as, plural in English, it's called as allomorph like us, z, and is in hats, dogs, and boxes. Another example of allomorph like the phoneme id or it, t, and t, like in haunted, branded, fished, and buzzed. There are some principles to identify morpheme. First, forms that have a common semantic distinctiveness and an identical phonemic form in all their occurrence constitute a single morpheme. For example, morpheme in worker, dancer, and so on. Another principle is forms that have a common semantic distinctiveness but differ in phonemic form, like phonemes or order of phonemes, may constitute a morpheme as long as the distributions of formal differences is phonologically definable. For example, one negative prefix has more than a single form, such as the word intolerable, intransitive, and impossible, improper. The forms in and im bear a partial phonemic semantic resemblance, and the positions in which they occur are determined by the type of consonant or phoneme that follows. Another discussion is about types of morpheme. So here we have free and bound morpheme. When we have an example, dishonesty, so honest is a free morpheme, this and y is a bound morpheme. Another thing is roots and non-roots. So we have a word friendly. So friend here is the root and ly here is non-roots. Another terms are roots and stems. When we have word manly, it's actually coming from a stem, man. And man here is also root from manly. When we have breakwater and breakwaters here, so breakwater is a stem for breakwaters, and breakwater is a root for breakwaters. We also have another term like nuclei and non-nuclei. The word boyishness says that boy here is nuclei and ishness is non-nuclei. Another thing here is nuclear and peripheral structure. So we have the word formal. So form is the center or the nuclear. Then is peripheral. Another term here is closing and unclosing morpheme. In closing morpheme, it means that it cannot be added like when we have a suffix s. It means like when we have studies, we cannot change into studiser. only studies. When we have a morpheme is or suffix is at the end of the word, like in formalize, we still can add another suffix er as a formalizer. So it means that suffix is called as non-closing morpheme. Another type of morpheme is inflectional and derivational morpheme that we will discuss about it later in the next presentations. So it's very interesting to discuss about morpheme. Try to guess how many morpheme and syllable do you have and what types of morpheme do you have in your native language. Thank you very much for joining. See you later.